I
Oh,
sound okay. I sound good on your side?
oh. Yeah, I mean, you should sound good on my side. I don't know why you wouldn't. Say something?
Heyo.
I'll turn you up just a little bit. Minus 4.7 decibels. What's going on, everybody? We're live.
What's good?
Yellhorn Podcast, man. We're chilling. It's going to be a good one. Big night, bro. It's going to be a big-ass night. Cannot wait.
Why?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about why. We'll discuss these things shortly. We will discuss these things shortly. Xenon said
Broken?
Crollo bring Crollo on.
Bring Crollo on. Crollo's a cool dude for sure. I like Crollo.
That's right. Wonder which Eternatus variant will win tonight. LOL facts. Hi guys, what's going on, menacing gym leader? How you doing, bro, man? Yeah, I wonder which Eternatus is gonna win tonight too. It's either gonna be poison, it could be hammers, could be disruption, hammers, could be fucking
Something
it
else.
could be big charm, bro. Could be big charm. Could be
Big
it could be
Charm.
the Weavile
Rotom
Umbreon
Phone.
Rotom phone. That's right. The Rose could be Rose Etern. Who knows? Who knows?
Yo, what's poppin'? I think I'm just waiting for this to go live.
That's
Have
cool.
I not gone live?
I eliminated my delay for my stream, so we should be able to see you guys pretty relatively quickly here in the chat room.
Okay, I just yeah, my stream on my channel is gonna go live right now. Looks like I'm in the clear. Boom. Boom.
Boom. Chen says, first time I enter a tournament. I hope it goes well. Yeah, me too, man. I hope you do well. It's good to have you on.
You could walk away with the beach.
Could walk away with a beach, dude. A
Not
glizzy beach. It's gonna be insane.
The Glizzy Beach is a crazy beach.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be talking about it for sure. We're just gonna chill out for a little bit, do a little quick intro, maybe 10 more minutes or so. Wait for everybody to hop in before we officially kick it off. But we are taking questions from chat. That's how it's gonna go. So we're
That's our theme today.
that is the theme today.
Let's watch Chill
Pretty
right
excited.
there.
Pretty excited.
So I have you on this monitor. I have. It's hard with all these monitors, peeps. I'm in a monitor forest.
It's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. I just got two, but I only have one PC, so that's kind of why. Mew Squad. I hope I do good tonight, but I don't know what deck to play. Well, yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like,
The metagame's tough right now.
yeah,
That's facts.
it's kind of busted open. It's weird because we only have like a month of Shining Fates, right? So like Battle Styles is coming like next week almost. So it's like we didn't really have much time to kind of figure things out with Shining Fates here. I do think that E-Turn is insane. I think that ADP is pretty good, but it's not. It hasn't gotten the recognition that I thought it would, at least in this past few weeks. Luke Metal is on the rise. I think Senti's still good. I think that Peak's a little bit. Peak's still winning a lot. I don't think it's as good as it was personally.
No, it gets like I feel like Pete gets bopped by a lot of good stuff.
Right.
It's Chill TCG audio on OBS. Yeah, there's something going crazy with my audio.
I don't know.
I have two inputs for his audio.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I mean, you should just have audio input and then audio output, which is your headphones.
Yeah, I have sound output and I have my
Do you have like desktop audio?
input.
Is there like a desktop
Yeah.
audio? Yeah, turn that down. Turn that off. Because that'll be the same
Wait,
thing
what?
technically. Like you have like.
No, I don't. I do not.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Luke Metal has been killing E-Turn lately. I mean, Luke Metal always kind of kills E-Turn, realistically. Like, it has a really good E-Turn matchup. The thing is, like, with Shining Fates coming out and Rusted Sword, I thought that Luke Metal would see less play. But it's actually not, for some reason. It's actually just doing even better than it was before, which is interesting. Which kind of makes me feel like the ADP, the new ADP with Rusted Sword and Turbozation aren't really doing much either. So I think that's probably the reason. I really don't. Luke Metal has been killing E-Turn.
Did I fix it? I think.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Metal always kind of kills E-Turn.
I
No, we can hear
think
we can hear the playback.
No, I'm checking on mine to see if that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's fixed, it's fixed. Hopefully, it's fixed. Perfect.
Maybe.
I don't know why. Literally, I just have Yeti Blue.
Mm.
That's the only thing that it's coming through. So I guess you sound good. Whatever, sure.
Fine, I'm cool with it. Mew Squad says Luke Metal with capes is busted. Okay, I mean, it is capes actually better than Then goggles.
No, you need to play both because Rusted Sword changed everything.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Chill
So
TCG.
it allows you to survive by like 1.
Can we change decks for the tournament if we wanted to? Yeah, you have till 6, so you can resubmit your deck list. You can change your deck list. Everything closes at 6 when we start the tournament. So, that's like you can do whatever. Like honestly, until 6, you can unregister, you can uncheck in, you can resubmit your deck list. Chen says, I'm waiting for LDF like it's decks and videos. Man, LDF man, he was awesome. Man, he's not on this week, unfortunately. We probably might have him on definitely pretty soon here. He's definitely one of our favorite guests that we can have. Everyone loves LDF. He's a great dude.
Yeah, like an honorary member.
Yeah, exactly. We have let's look. We have 285 people already registered for Chill Series number 22.
Y'all should register right now. I literally was telling Michelle, I was like, "Did you register for Chill TCG?" She's like, "No, I'm watching Grey's Anatomy." And I'm like, "We need everyone."
Busted
Dominate.
Greys. Busted Greys. Yeah, man, it's it's gonna be a good one tonight. Of course, we'll talk about it later in the podcast, but it's a super special one. If you've ever played in the Chill series, or if you've never played in one, this is the time to hop in. This is definitely gonna be one of our most solid events of all time. You should have me on the podcast one day. Says Mew Squad. All right, maybe we'll see.
Everyone, maybe you don't like our podcast.
Yeah, slide in the DMs, bro.
We measure guests. Y'all should retweet this ish. Retweet it.
Everybody go retweet. Chill_TCG at chill_TCG on Twitter.
Like if you ain't retweeting, you might not make it on the podcast. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Maddie and I are like dirty Pokemon cops. Gotta bribe us.
He's not even a Chill TCG channel member, bro.
What?
Even
Maddie somehow suckered me into becoming a channel member.
We had a busted giveaway. That's why.
Yeah, I think. Yo, I'm looking at some comments here.
Facts.
Sorry, I've been too busy checking out what's going on with this and the sound and all that stuff. Okay, so Durani3, yo, what's good? Everything's going well. I am enjoying these oranges.
Ooh, nice.
Oranges are good for your health. They're a little acidic, and that's okay. That's how it's gonna go. Dan, I absolutely blew up your Twitter DMs. My apologies. Blow it up anytime. That's completely cool.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
Yeah, blow it up. Kaboom. Janks X, what's up, homies?
What's up, homie? What's up, homie G? Xenon says, why is Tropical Beach so special? We'll get into that a little bit later. We'll definitely get into the details of the beach, for sure.
We'll give you a little bit of a precursor, Xenon. If you want to try to trade for one right now.
For sure.
Hop on the PTCGO trades.
Check. Yes.
That orange went right there.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Chen says, like I said, it's my first tournament. How do I know who's my opponent and how to play with them? So on Limitless, every round there'll be a pairings tab. We'll announce it in our Discord. So when pairings go out, you just click pairings, you find your pairing. There's an easy way to do it. Like there's a dashboard on Limitless in the top right. You can click that. It'll just direct you to all of the stuff that you need. But every round you'll get paired up against somebody. It'll show you who that is. You just click on your match and you'll be able to check into the match. You'll be able to copy their PTCGO username. And then to play your match, all you really need to do is add them as a friend on PTCGO, then send them the battle request, or they'll send you one, and then you guys just play. And then the winner or whoever should report the game results on Limitless. It's all done on Limitless. So I do actually have a video that explains everything. It's if you wanted to watch through that video, it's a little bit long-winded, but it does explain everything that you need to know. If
really
you're interested.
good video.
Yeah. I'm thinking of trying out my Pikarom deck for this tournament. I think that's
Pikarom's a good deck. I like that one.
It's a very good deck, man. It's very, very good. Very, very good.
Okay. I'm just sending out my tweet link, everyone, so I'm not trying to text while I'm doing this stuff. Who's gonna get tagged? We're gonna just start tagging the people that I usually regularly tag.
Kidney
the
God.
Retweet Squad.
Kidney God says, will someone go to work for me tonight so I can play in the tournament? Okay, thanks. LOL.
All in sick. I think I hear a cough.
It's COVID, man. I think
right.
You can just call in sick. I don't think anyone's gonna flame you for that. Oh man.
Gangs, you should call in sick too.
Yeah. Is Janks in chat? Is that what you said?
Maybe it's Gangs. I'm really bad at pronouncing anything, so if I ever butcher your name, please tell me.
I'm pretty bad too. pretty bad too. We'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll kick it off officially. We'll give the official kickoff. We'll start getting into the topics. Like I said, we're gonna be taking questions from everybody in chat. We're definitely gonna try to incorporate you guys into it as always. We do have some topics that we want to cover, so we'll get into that for sure. I think we'll touch on some Players Cup because, like, of course, like the top 256 bracket's gonna be starting soon. Tournament tonight. Talk a bit about the Tropical Beach. Talk about some good stuff. Battle styles we can talk about as well. So it's pretty hype. It's gonna be a hype one tonight. I'm pretty excited.
Some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's right the second time, gangs. Well, I'm calling out for the next one. Okay. Gangs, I got you.
Oh man, slowly climbing in viewership. So I think we can probably start.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Well, you want to what? I think we give it another 5 minutes just to get people to settle in. Like, I just put out my tweet. We can just vibe out here. Everyone's just kind of vibing out.
Yeah, we're chilling. Chet says, in the top cut, I need to do screen share because I don't know how to do it. Yeah, so for top 32, when we do streaming, like when we stream the matches, we'll probably, like, if it depends because we'll probably only be able to stream like one game per round, right? In the earlier rounds. So like if you're in top 32 or top 16, you probably won't have to stream, especially if you don't know how to. If you make it to finals or like a top 4, then maybe we might need to get you to screen share.
You only need one person to screen share to the two.
Right.
So I mean, if you don't know how to do it and your opponent does, then your opponent's probably going to do it. But we'll definitely be able to help you out there. I mean, I'm playing in the tournament as well, but I think I'm chill admin staff something. At least I think Maddie trusts me enough to help out.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check. I can just add you if anything.
Chris, Zach, I do enjoy your YouTube channel a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out Chris. Thank you for commenting my YouTube channel too. That's very good. Very nice of you.
Gangs, you guys are the best. Damn, this is like Christmas.
Let's get it.
Everyone's just like being so nice.
I agree, guys. I agree. You know what I think's the best, bro? I think
probably the best too.
I think Tropical Beach is the best.
Tropical Beach is you actually. So fun fact, Maddie thinks he's like, "What's the deal about Tropical Beach?"
I don't think it's. Again, I understand why it's expensive. I just don't think the price relates to how playable the card is, personally. But.
Yeah, but you're probably the type of person that's like, the Rolls Royce is expensive. I don't understand what justifies the price because it's just another car.
Well, exactly though. That's how it goes. Like those cars are just overpriced. You're paying for the name, just like Tropical Beach.
You're like Hop draws cars too, bud.
You're like my Chevy Malibu. Car. My Chevy Malibu works just fine, man. I don't know what the difference is.
Is that what you drive, a Chev Malibu?
Oh yeah.
See, I told my brother to buy a Chev Malibu. That was his first car.
Bro, super affordable. Like for what you get for the money, it's like one of the best cars you can get.
Although they drive like, what year is yours?
Mine's a 2010.
Okay, that's literally his year too. Yeah, that one's a boat.
Yes.
That one's literally a big ass car.
It's huge.
You're like, the SpongeBob thing with like Miss Puff?
Yeah.
It's literally that one.
It's a four-door, but it's big. It's like it's kind of high off the ground too. I have a big trunk, bro. It's pretty solid. Chris says I like your channel too. All right, thank you, bro. I was just messing with you. I assume you like my channel if you're watching on the live stream right now.
How long until Zach passes Maddie in subs? So I've calculated this, and unless Maddie gets a huge rush, I put it at 39 days. Although my numbers are growing. Yesterday I hit 50 new subs, which is ridiculous considering like the amount of subs that I have for my channel. It's not necessarily proportionate. So we can't assume that it's exponential growth. I'd say as long as Maddie doesn't do any crazy push and we stay relatively on track at the same rate, I think Maddie and I will be at very similar numbers within 30 to 40 days. That's what my calculations show.
Yeah.
But you want to know what? Like, Maddie had some hot streaks. I've had some hot streaks. We've both had some poor streaks. It just depends. Like, if you're not subbing to both of us by now, just sub to the other one.
Yeah.
We both try to we're both putting out the freshest content in the TCG. Of course, you have those content creators like Homeless Carlos Azul, who's having a bit of a rough week. But that's okay. He's honestly a great content creator. I'm just all jokes there and just all good fun.
Yeah.
But there's lots of content creaters. Maybe Maddie and I will get there in 10 years. Maybe we'll get there.
We've been doing
years.
this for like 5 months, Zach. Like, you have to realize that everything has been growing really tremendously. Like,
no. But like, what I'm saying is, like, we can't be like Mahone tomorrow.
No, yeah.
You have like the Mahones of the world who are like die-hard Pokemon content creators. Maddie and I are still coming up. We're Small Guy, David and Goliath, Roly Coly and Torterra. I don't know. I don't
Roly
even know.
Coly and Torterra. That's actually hilarious. No, I mean, I think it makes sense. I think you've been doing a good job because like your content is great. You're also one of the best players in the world. So I think when I think now that people have realized you have a channel, like they're definitely susceptible to like wanting to view your stuff.
So
And
it helps that I changed the name.
Yeah.
Like, no one knew who the Lone Blound was. And as much as like the Blound will live on in some ways, it's one of those things where it doesn't necessarily do anything. Right. No one knows that Eric Smith is behind Rare Candy. They know who Rare Candy is as a brand.
Yeah.
However, Mahone does a really good job with Tricky Jim letting people know it's Mahone. But I think that's kind of when you get to superstardom.
Yeah, like I think it kind of benefits. Like I think the name Tricky Jim is so like synonymous at this point. Like I'm not saying the Lone Blonde wasn't, but I think Zach Lesage is definitely a big name. Like if I just made my channel like Maddie Tate TCG, like I don't think people would really be as apt to subscribe because I think like the whole Chill TCG sort of, you know, organization that we have is definitely well known. But you're doing good. I mean, you're uploading consistently. You also hit that threshold recently where like when people see that you have a decent amount of subs, like once you hit like 1,000 or you're like around that number.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is a real thing, right? It's like when the restaurant has 1 review or when the restaurant has 100 reviews.
You rather
like,
go. Right.
My channel was not like great back then. GX Pools, like GX Pools, you need to share your calculations. I don't know how
11 days.
11 days.
Maybe if you get 50 subs, if you get 50 subs every day for the next 11 days, like I think you're probably there.
If I get 50 subs and Maddie conservatively gets like 10, I will pass him.
No, I think eventually. Yeah, no, I think eventually, like my goal is that we both get a bunch of subs. Like, I think
literally at this rate, I just want Maddie and I both to see success. Like, Maddie's one of my closest friends in Pokemon. Super happy to have met this dude online through the pandemic, and we both have YouTube channels, and I think we both push each other in different ways, right? Like we both have our strengths and weaknesses, and I think we both have a lot to offer. And like here, I think we continuously push that dynamic through the podcast as well, because we both come from such different mindsets and even different countries and different everything. Like, it's one of those things where we're differently alike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I feel like being subscribed to both of our channels is a benefit because we make such different content. Like, it's based off different stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I'm looking here at Dan. I've been building some legacy decks, and you can't build some without Beach. I agree. Beach is a necessity for a lot of these decks in the legacy and expanded formats.
Yeah, I think legacy stuff, it's very.
Also, Dan, hit me up. I trust you with my beaches. I got a playset that I can lend you. And I have the good art of 2011. I like that one a lot.
2011 is busted. No leaks.
2011. I mean, any beach is crazy. Omnipoke is talking about growing your channel, the kind of content people want to hear about. I mean,
it might be.
This is not this is like our pre-up to the podcast, Mr. Omnipoke. But talking about Pokemon like royalty out here.
Yeah, the podcast hasn't started yet.
There.
We're chilling.
You must have got some couple beers in you by now at the local. Like seriously, it's like 9 o'clock or something. I think.
Is it late for him? I appreciate
the love. Yeah, I mean, is it 8? Is it a 5-hour to UK?
I don't know. I've never been to the UK.
I don't know.
I've never been there.
I forget how time zones work.
Kinnegut says
like
yes.
Yes. Over.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I mean, I guess
What's up,
this is
Alex?
now enough time for us to. What do you say? I think we start off this podcast.
We can kick it off, man. We can kick it off. It's 3:18. We got plenty of people in here. I think we're ready to pop off.
Boom.
All right. Let's do the official intro for the audio version. All right.
Ooh.
All right. Yellhorn podcast number 12. It's a good one this week. We have of course just me and Zach on the podcast. No special guest, but it's definitely going to be a good one. Plenty of really cool stuff is happening in this tonight or in the next few days. Of course, we do have Players Cup 2. The top 256 bracket is going to be starting up soon. Wondering which decks to play, which decks are going to be the best. We're going to cover that tonight. Battle Styles is also right around the corner. Zach Lesage and really our whole group of madmen have created some despicable lists of great battle style cards, which we'll talk about those decks in a little bit. And of course, last but not least, Chill Series number 22 is starting tonight. It's going to be a nice 2-day event. It's going to be a fantastic prize pool. We have, I think 200 Vivid Voltage packs in the prize pool. We got a freaking Tropical Beach being given to first place, so it's going to be good. And of course, we're taking questions from chat like we have the last few weeks. So definitely excited. What's going on, Zach?
Nothing much. I'm just vibing out here.
Same.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like Wednesdays. Woke up and I made that video. I made that Battle Styles video, so y'all should check that out after this. That'd be kind of broken.
It's broken.
Beyond that, I mean, we're doing our podcast. It's like every single Wednesday. You got the Yellhorn podcast live on YouTube.
Yep.
And we have the Yellhorn, not the Yellhorn. We have the Chill TCG at 6 p.m. So that's gonna be hot. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna try my chance to win a beach.
Dude, it's
because beach is hot.
As far as any of these online events have gone, especially like just the independent TOs, like this is like one of the craziest sort of prizes that you could possibly have ever won in these online events. I'm not saying like winning $500 off GG Tour is not huge. Like shout out to GG Tour, but you know, this is a free entry event and you can win a tropical beach. It's absolutely insane. We have almost 300 people registered right now. We got about 3 hours until the tournament starts. It's going to be a good one. We're cutting to a top 32 bracket, which will be live streamed tomorrow night on the channel, which we will break it down and you know, whittle it down to our winner, which will be exciting. But
yeah, that's excited. Is this the first kind of advertised 2-day events for Chill?
Yeah, we've never done it like 2 days in a row. At least like, yeah, because I remember there was one event which was like a big one, but this was before
GG Tour, like that was the one that you did where you donated 300
yeah.
I think into the prize pool. But that one wasn't necessarily like, that was like everyone just got tired on you.
Yeah.
And like I talked to Maddie about this stuff. He's like, Zach, what do I do? Everyone's getting tired. And my thing, I'm just going to I'm like, y'all should just like lose. In my opinion, you go to the end.
Yeah.
I've played tournaments with splitting migraines, and it is what it is.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things like if it's like, I think it was like a top 4 or something, and everybody in top 4 was like, yeah, let's just play tomorrow, and I was like, that's fine. But it wasn't obviously planned, and that was before we changed our tournament system to a phase 2, reduced the match timer, so things go a lot quicker now. But with an event like this, like we definitely wanted to do a bigger top cut, give as many people a chance at winning that beach as possible. And since it's kind of a big event, kind of a big spectacle, we thought, you know, live streaming it might be smart. So you guys can tune in and watch all those great best of 3 top 32 matches tomorrow night here on the Chill TCG channel. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be
I'm hoping to get up in there, and if
yeah.
I don't get it up there, I might be with Maddie.
Yeah, you'll be casting.
We'll have to see exactly how it goes.
That's right.
So, yeah, no, it should be exciting. So, I mean, I guess, kind of like in order what we're gonna talk about in the podcast. I know Maddie already said it. Let's start off with Tropical Beach.
Yeah.
So Tropical Beach is arguably the rarest playable card on PTCGO. I know there's a couple of those cards like the Regirock promo, and any of these like PTCGO clout heads are going to be like, oh, but there's this. What I think it's actually competitively viable and expanded in a lot more decks than anything else, and in the legacy formats. Maddie, I know that you at some point you're like, Beach isn't worth it. Tell me what's up with that.
I mean, personally, like as somebody who's just like a standard guy, like I play standard and that's just how I play. Like a lot of the cards in standard are just OP. I understand like for legacy, it's definitely like a very playable card. It's like almost needed for a lot of decks. And I understand that. But my take on it at that one time when we were discussing it was, you know, paying that much money for a card of that playability, even for a legacy format, obviously in my opinion isn't worth the money, even though it is of course needed for some decks. I think that the reason it's so expensive is because it's rare, and you probably would know better, Zach. This is a 2012 Tropical Beach, and there's a 2011 and 2012 version.
Yeah.
But it was a Worlds promo, right? Is there like, do you know have the details?
So those Worlds, specifically 2011 and 2012. 2011 was in San Diego, California. They took, I think there was about 128 players per division that received a Tropical Beach code. Now, each code had, I believe it was, you got 2 codes at 4 beaches each.
Okay.
So a lot of people sold the codes to get beaches, and this is before PTCGO even came out. Like there was no PTCGO when these codes were out. They sent them to you retroactively to your email.
Insane.
So there's a lot of people that might have quit in that time. 2012 was in Hawaii. So there was in Waikoloa, there was only I think about 64-ish players per division. So if you got to think about it, the amount of like cards put in circulation is quite low.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I was able to get 16 copies of beach total. And for me, being back then, that's 9 years ago. I was like 18-year-old Zach,
Yeah.
19-year-old Zach, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna sell my beach code. Here's $50. Dang, that's a lot of money to me back then.
Yeah, now it's a bit
Um,
different. Yeah.
so it's one of those things where like if I had beach codes right now, I'd be rolling in some dollar bills, y'all.
That's right.
So that's kind of where I'm at, where it's just like dollar bills. But nowadays, beach is kind of shot up because the game's grown a lot.
Right, and it's old.
It's
It's harder to
crazy.
obtain. Yo, shout out to Gabe, Smart TCG there. He's revamped his channel. He's a great guy. Glizzy, man, 99 cents. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Everyone go check out Gabe Smart. He's been making some videos.
Yeah, Gabe just
Great
started
guy.
his new YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in the process of getting it all set up and stuff, and he's gonna like in the most productive way. You're gonna go through some early struggles, Gabe. That's my biggest advice.
Yeah.
But those struggles are what's gonna bring your channel. I mean,
Just
a
gotta
lot
keep
of my
grinding.
early content, like coming up with thumbnails, coming up with things to put in your description, that all comes with time. And I mean, it's better to start now, and I'm really proud and appreciative that you are starting it. It's awesome. Gabe's one of the best players in the game that still needs a chance to shine. It kind of got that opportunity taken away when in real life players went away.
Right.
Like
Which
in
is
real life went away. So it's
difficult.
online crushing it. Here answering from Dan quick. Yo, if you're about to jump on a huge sales call, what songs do you throw on to get hyped in the zone? Ooh, this is gonna require me to look at my phone. Not necessarily a Pokemon question, but I mean, if you're about to dive into the fire, bro, I got you, Home Slice.
I don't play too many like hype songs, like things like that. I don't like play music to get hype, especially not for sales calls. I'm not too
I
like
mean, I think you got to get yourself in the zone. Like honestly, like if I would get if my music was played on a speakerphone at any Pokemon event, I'd be instantly banned from this game for life. Uh, it's all the rap and all the smut and all the stuff that my grandma made me wash out with soap. Um, I really like a lot of Charlie XCX. I think Charlie XCX is kind of on and popping right now. Not necessarily like in a mood to get for like a sales call. If I were like doing something crazy, I think Travis Scott would be huge. Travis Scott, let me find a good Travis Scott.
All right. While you're doing
So
that, Chris says, "How do I change my deck for the tournament?" If you're on Limitless.com, play.limitless, in the top right there'll be the dashboard. I think you just click that, and then you click, I guess, the tournament or your settings or things like that. It's somewhere in that menu, and you can resubmit your deck list or edit the list that you've already submitted. So that's the answer to that.
so I'm gonna go with Travis Scott's "Drugs You Should Try." Don't try drugs, everyone. Um, but "Drugs You Should Try" by Travis Scott's off
Okay.
Days Before Rodeo.
Okay.
Hype song, late night drive. Turn that bass up to 8. Get the subwoofers bumping. Flip the car off the cliff. Survive, and you're golden. Smart TCG, yo, thank you for the dono, appreciate it, bro.
Busted. He's got that.
Lizzie,
He's got that Cold Stones money, man. It's coming in
yeah,
hot.
scooping the ice cream, scooping the dough into our pockets. It's
But
like kind of like Maddie and I got like a little bit of a side job, eh?
that's right.
I mean, Gabe's donating to us, Gabe's Cold Stone's donating to Gabe.
Well, technically,
It's
I
like
work at
pyramid
Cold
scheme.
Stones now. That's pretty much how this works.
Technically, we are the ice cream squad.
That's right. Anyway, back to Beach. So, Beach is obviously it's rare and it's playable, very playable in that specific legacy format. I think there's just like a hype around it. Like, there's no really other card that's technically like Beach a whole lot, which is kind of why it's expensive in that sense, and it's like almost 10 years old at this point, right? So that is important to note. On that same sort of idea, the tropical beach that we have in our prize pool tonight is a PTCGO tropical beach. It's a 2012 Worlds one. And of course, big shout out to @thefilthygoat on Twitter. He was the guy that's been giving away a lot of stuff from his PTCGO account, packs, beaches, energies, all that good stuff. He was kind enough to think about us and to sort of, consider us.
No,
So,
it's absolutely crazy. Like,
yeah.
it's so generous, but like at the same time, like if you were to think about someone without any personal bias, I don't know who else you would really think of. Of course, like
There's people.
it might come to I mean, there's people, but you got to look at like where the game has gone. I think it would be fair to say that whereas Ethan and Hegsters were the pioneers of the Pokemon TCG online community, really growing in this tournament direction, I think you're really the one who kind of took the reins and ran with it, and really brought it full circle. So obviously there's been some speed bumps, and anyone who knows about Ethan on a personal level and everything like that understands that there might be some factors that cause that. But it's one of those things where I think, regardless of anything, you're really the one who's kind of pushed through and had that overall consistent vibe. And I mean, you certainly had an opportunity to kind of showcase your brand. Like, you could watch Ethan everything, and I think Chill did it slightly better. That's my outside perspective.
I mean, it was done differently. I think that, like, right now, because, like, since, like, the timing, right, for him, because, like, if you were to look at the last few weeks of tournaments and independent tournament series, like, Limitless is still sort of like the big, like, Limitless runs the entire platform. Like, we have so much.
Limitless is crazy as well. That's very true.
Yeah, we owe a lot to Limitless as just a foundation, and as sort of a company and a platform for us to really do this. I don't really consider them like an independent TO, because they literally they literally own the website that we're using to run these tournaments, and they're very much a team of smart people over there. But I mean, Hexters, like, their tournaments are still great. Like, people should still play in them. Actually, shout out to Ethan.
I think Hexters is great. Shout out to Ethan, because he just got that commentating gig from Pokemon,
which is gonna be sweet for Players Cup.
He's just like where he might have left off on Hexters and stuff like that. Ethan's going great places, and Maddie and I were literally talking about it before, and we're like, Ethan is such a great personality to have in the game, very community driven, absolutely hilarious, knowledgeable about the game. I don't think they really could have picked another person.
Yeah, I think he's a great caster.
Huge shout out to Ethan.
Yeah, like his live streams and stuff. He has a lot of experience casting. Like, I think he's definitely gonna be very good. So I'm excited.
Maddie, maybe if you start casting the next, like, 30 chill events or something like that, maybe we'd see you with Ethan up there. That'd be crazy.
I'm not a big caster, man. Like, whenever I'm casting tournaments, I end up just going on rants and just talking about stuff that's completely unrelated to the gameplay.
That's fair. Everyone's got to do it. You're built different.
I like
so Dan's asking.
Built different.
So Dan's like, when you see a trade for a beach, it's insane. Like, how many codes is required to pull it off? People are trading like 4 secret rare quick balls. So PTCGO has a limit, I think, of like 99 or 100. I always forget which one it is.
Yeah. So you have to like liquidate
per
it.
Trade.
Yeah.
So you gotta do cards that are worth more. So it's like converting things into converting things, because you can't trade enough codes for what it's worth.
Right.
I'd say conservatively at this time, March 10th, I'd say it's worth anywhere between 500 to 800 Shining Fates codes.
Which is ridiculous. And it's one of those things too, where like if you were to post, like there's just nobody posting trades for Beach, right? Like if you were to put one on PTCGO for like 600 to 700 packs, like someone's gonna grab that, right? Or like 4 or 5 quick balls or whatever. Like people are gonna just hop on that because they never see them.
Let's test the waters with your Beach right now. You got one sitting in your account, Maddie. Let's go fishing, bro.
Oh no. Unreal.
Pokewave, yo, Joseph, what's poppin'?
Yeah.
We poppin'. We talking about stuff.
Alex says Ethan didn't expect to blow up. I played in his second event. We barely had enough people for top 4s. Yeah, I mean at the time there was no one doing it, right? It wasn't like the cool thing to do. So they definitely had like the right idea at the beginning. Like they were again like sort of the innovators, and then now everybody has a tournament. And it's a little bit hard.
Literally everyone and their grandma and their dog. And
it's true. I mean, the only problem is most people don't like differentiate themselves, and I think that Hexters does a good job with that, like with their Twitch channel and stuff, streaming their games and everything. But they're very much I mean, I hope that they're around forever because we kind of owe a lot to them. And same with Limitless, 100%. They're kind of on that value. Yeah. So, but that's how it goes, honestly, though. Like, I don't think Chill Series tournaments ever got traction until we moved to Limitless and then had some good sponsored events and things like that. But I think GG Tour helped a lot as well. Shout out to them. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things you just have to do it differently. You have to like give people a reason to play in your event above other events. I agree.
And whether that's because you're a personality, whether because you're really good at Pokemon, because I even see like Pedro and Azul run events sometimes.
Right.
Or even like Limitless, they're a well-known organization that's been around for a while. They were running everything to track our decks. Like Limitless has a very good name in the Pokemon community. Yes. But as you can see, you could quickly grow up. Like Ethan went from running no events to now casting for Pokemon on an official level. Maddie went from nothing to now running the largest weekly standard events on Limitless. And it's one of those things where Maddie, what he did different is he's running the YouTube channel, making it more of a community-given effort, whereas Ethan was going more for the Twitch streaming kind of role. But you got to think, like, if you're just running a tournament and you're dropping 2 packs and you're just choosing a different day of the week, that's not enough. I'll let you know, like, right now, that's being that's literally being a Hegster clone,
If you
and you're gonna be
exactly,
worse than Hegster.
exactly, yeah, that's the thing is like, and for a while, I mean, that's how it is, right? Like that's how we started. Like it's not like we were like we did anything different at the beginning, right? Well, other than maybe the YouTube stuff, but that's
Like it's just these sizable upgrades, right?
yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Alex, Ethan handled it really well. Yeah, and the people at the top helped push them to the top. Yeah, I mean, Hexter had the original team of like really great people. And right now that community's just grown to expand to a lot of different tournaments. Like a lot of the people that help with Chill TCG help with Hexters. Like there's really like a group of like 15 people or so, or 20 people that really have their hands on all of the tournaments almost, which is a big part of it. So
But yeah, the best of the best, right? Like it's all inspired, and everyone's just like, I
yeah,
think at the end of the day, the community coming together to try to run events, like, because the thing that I find surprising, and I'll actually call out the regional organizers. Where have they been, right? Like we're talking about people who have storefronts and are multimillionaires, and I mean they might be busy running their stores and dealing with their own pandemics.
right.
But if you're running tournaments on a monthly basis across the world, why, like, I just think that they could have done a little bit something, especially considering that they had their own traction. So
Right.
if you look at any of the big regional organizers, there's only like four, maybe five or six in North America, but like globally there's not that many regionals. I think it would have been really cool to see them work with Pokemon, especially since they have that contract, that connection, to really work and create something for our community. Because as a competitive player, I'm not getting bored by the Players Cup and Team Challenge. Without like calling it the Team Challenge, I think it's an utter failure. The first one, I think anyone involved in that team should be disappointed. It's cool that they started it, but there's definitely some grounds where the tournament's supposed to start in 10 days and I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
I have no clue what the prize structure is, and I'm playing in my tournament and I have no announcement. So like for me, I feel like I'm left in the dark, and maybe I just don't know where to search, but I don't think it should be that hard.
Yeah.
The Players Cup I think is actually cool, but dropping the ball on allowing juniors and seniors to go in, whoever screwed up on that coding probably should get talked to on Monday.
I think they probably already did, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I mean, that's my thing too. Is like I know Pokemon, of course, like they run their own official stuff, so I don't expect them to get involved with any of these sort of independent organizers and these other events. But I think that like with incorporating Ethan into like the Players Cup as a commentator, and some stuff that I might be working with them in the future, like I feel like they're just going to benefit going all in, right, and really just sort of adopting these independent organizers and tournaments and giving them a platform to really do their best. I think that's honestly, in my opinion, probably the best thing that could happen. But yeah, I'm curious where like the actual regional organizers are and things like that, which I don't know. Again,
The thing, like they have events where they have the email addresses of thousands of participants, and they have like their own store customers that might not necessarily travel to every single event. So it's one of those things where I think that maybe in the future we'll see some kind of hand-in-hand action. I'd really like to see some of the Yeti group or some of Patricia's group or anything like that reach out to Maddie and be like, how can we run things? Ralph that tried running online with Full Grip. Yeah, I mean Full Grip, like, not to say Full Grip isn't well known. Full Grip, I don't know about their financials. I would assume that it would cost a lot of money to be prepared for a regional circuit, especially when you're putting down deposits for like stadiums and like stuff like this. Like when you're holding like Comic Cons, like people have bank accounts that are way bigger than mine, and they're trying to drop some checks. So I just think that Full Grips to me, I think is more of a standalone, smaller store, but especially with Andrew Mahone backing it and everything that they've been doing well.
Right.
Maybe they can run regionals in the future. I'm honestly not certain of that. But they're doing good. I mean, I appreciate them running something weekly. It's a weird structure. I'm not sure if I like the League Challenge no top cut structure personally. Same way that I don't like a lot of other structures. I really like Maddie's structure that he has with the 5-3 advance phase 2 top 8s. I think it's really rewarding for players for all players actually. But
and I don't think it's
what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it's that bad either. Because I mean, I think Full Grip does like they pay, right? You pay to enter, and it's it's very much sort of like a cult following, right? So it's I mean, I think it's smart. Like if you get like 50, 60 people in your tournament, like like maybe you don't cut to like a top 4 or top 8. Like I'm not saying that's necessary, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I think Full Grip is definitely a good example of somebody who does that, but. Even if it was just like free to enter, the problem is, right, you need somebody who's really just community driven to give their time. Like it's not like it's it's not like you're getting paid to run these free tournaments and take your entire Wednesday night.
I mean, I
So
think there's a world though where like maybe you could be right, like where there's a GG Tour event, and
right,
not to say that GG Tour could use some competition. I think competition makes it better for everyone in every kind of business. So
yeah,
maybe if there was another GG Tour, I know that Hyperlux, I mean, was at some point. I remember when I was working with Hyperlux, but unfortunately things have to end with some places as well, or maybe they could come back. I'm not entirely sure,
we'll
but I
see.
think that maybe some regional organizers could definitely come up with some stuff. I am literally reading my chat right now. Yoshi, deck list for Team Challenge needs to be submitted on Thursday. What?
What?
That's what I'm saying. What? I'm like baffled. Stortio received email with details. It's a shit show. IMO. Damn.
Rip.
I like. How am I supposed to like? What? I don't even know what my Team Challenge is. This is. There's no way it has to be submitted on Thursday, aka like tomorrow.
Right. I mean, that would be
Like
wild if that was the case.
that'd be wilds.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
even know what the event is. I might just bow out respectfully. I don't understand. I'm
We-
so confused.
It's alright. We can get that figured out a little bit later, but that is interesting for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of competition, we have Battle Styles coming out soon. I think Battle Styles is hot. I'm super excited for Battle Styles, man. Personally, I'm excited for Battle Styles.
I think it's the most exciting set in a long time.
I think Darkness Ablaze was very exciting, but yeah, I think it's about on that on that level with a bit more uniqueness to it. In a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I like that it has. It feels like it's the first new mechanic in a while that's
Right.
seems new.
Right.
Because like VMAX is kind of like, I mean, I guess VMAX has been out for a while now. It's over a year. I don't know. It's crazy.
VMAXs were pretty hype, like when they were coming out. Like I liked the V and VMAX system better than like the GX and tag team system personally. But
Yeah.
that's just me. Zach, what's your favorite? What's your favorite like card or I guess archetype that's gonna be coming from Battle Styles?
I gotta go strong with the single strike Urshifu VMAX.
Okay.
That one to me is so hype.
All right. I think it's a hype deck. I think it's good. I think really like both the Urshifus are going to be very high level decks. Is it my favorite necessarily? No, because it's a very straightforward deck, right? It's very much. I think you've compared it to like your,
Reshazard.
the
It's like
Reshazard, yeah.
Reshazard and Zacian V combined.
Right.
Like it's combined. If Reshazard and Zacian V had a baby and it turned out to be like, what even is an Urshifu? Is it like a monkey?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like no, it's like it's like a
Demon?
bear. It's like
Is Urshifu a bear? Oh, Cubchoo.
yeah. It's like a
Ah. Okay, so like a demon bear with horns.
kind of. I think it's like sort of a Japanese animal that we might not know exactly about, but I think it's some sort of bear type creature.
Okay.
I think both the Urshifus are good. Personally, my favorite out of the two is the Rapid Strike one, just because I do like damage spread. I like cards that you switch in and out. It's very like Orbital-esque to me, which I like. It's kind of like a cross.
Spreading 120, 120 is it's the same as going 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Well, it's honestly like Orbital and Colossal combined into a deck, and that's Urshifu. If they had a baby.
Urshifu is Kung Fu Panda, basically.
Yeah,
See,
basically.
like, these are things, like, I'm really bad at Pokemon stuff. Like, I just do what the cards tell me to do.
Yeah.
Like, it could be, like, fan of waves, or it could be whatever. You could call it whatever. It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Mew Squad says Phoebe's going to be amazing. Do you think Phoebe's going to be, like, top?
I think it's good for people. I think it's one of those cards where, like, Michelle was very excited when we pulled a full art Phoebe.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Battle.
Yeah.
Which is like it's one of those cards where like I'm really happy that a store is gonna have it and we're gonna go out on a cute date night after the pandemic and all that stuff. But yeah, Phoebe is one of those cards that I don't know exactly where it fits into decks. I can't find a rhyme or reason to play it right now.
I feel like
maybe I'm wrong.
It's one of those things where it could become very playable, like depending on sort of how the meta shifts. Like we have things like Altaria and Decigoons and things like that, right? But
yeah,
I don't know if it ever gets to the point where like people are kind of required to put Phoebe in the deck. But I think Phoebe's cool. I think Cheryl's cool as well, for sure.
I think Cheryl's very cool. I think Cheryl's more competitively viable. It's
actually very good, and I don't know if people realize this. It's very good in both Urshifus because for the second attack for both Urshifus, you discard all your energy, Zach.
Yeah, I don't think you keep on bringing that up. I don't think it matters. I think you go with whatever the attacks, laser on Urshifu V, attach an energy, rip 2 energies, you're at 3, and then you force your opponent. You're like, okay, I can hit you for a hundo, I can hit you for 180, I can hit you for a knockout at 270.
Yeah.
Or if you damaged me, I can hit you for the outrage scroll. And I think those are really the things where I think it's really you could
Yeah.
attack or not. It's your choice.
Well,
You literally have access to
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 attacks between the Urshifu V and the Urshifu V Max. So figure out exactly what you need to do. I think the deck you can take at your own pace and
Right.
kind of play it like chess. The deck looks like it's very like smashing like Eternatus VMAX.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's a lot more of meticulously planning
Yeah, I agree.
a win con.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I mean, I just think it kind of works because, like, technically, if you're in a position where you're not going to get knocked out after you use one of those second attacks, the next turn you can, like, Phoebe and then, like, set it up again or set up a new one or do something like that. I just think it somewhat works. I think Cheryl. I meant Cheryl. Cheryl's, honestly, it's probably the most playable in Corviknight. Like, it works very well with the Bronzong engine and sort of that whole combo. I think that's realistically where it works out a lot. Unfortunately, Cheryl only works for VMAXs, so, like, typically, like, I guess...
It works for evolution Pokemon.
Oh, does it? Okay. That's actually pretty huge then.
No, to be fair, it only almost works for VMAXs because at what point does it matter if you're healing a stage 2 Pokemon? Like,
Right.
It's hard enough to get a stage 2 Pokemon out, then try to get some damage counters on it, then drop a Cheryl and remove those energies. I don't think it's happening.
But yeah, I think, and the Corviknight's actually my favorite list. Like, that's going to be my favorite archetype from Shining Fates that's coming, or sorry, from Battle Styles that's coming out. I'm super excited for it. I just think that it's good enough. It has all of the aspects of like a typical metal deck right now in the format. But it's got a cool twist. Like, it's different than like the Luke Metal, Zacian, ADP type stuff, where that's typically all we see for metal right now. Now we're gonna see something different. And there's kind of like a new fighter in the party here, a new contender. Will it be as good as like ADP Zacian or just Zacian decks in general? I mean, I don't know. I think Zacian will be played in Corviknight, of course, but I think that it's going to be a good twist on a metal type deck. And
I think Bronzong in future, like I
Yeah.
brought it up in the video that I just released. Like I released 5 brand new Battle Styles decks with lists on my channel today. So check that out after this, not during this. Check that out after this. Because we'll take all the views that you guys want to offer. I mean,
for sure.
Google AdSense and all that good stuff. But basically, it's one of those things where I think Bronzong is also very good, especially if you're a fan of metal type Pokemon, because kind of how you have these fire toolbox type cards and welder and all that good stuff. Bronzong is going to allow you with Metal Saucer to kind of power up other metal Pokemon as we continue on and play.
Exactly, and that's the thing too, is like Saucer becomes just sort of like a stepping stone, because if you have Bronzong out, you can just Saucer and then move all of those over. So I think, and even in Zacian's, because like with Zacian, a lot of times you would have to run like Air Balloon, right? So you could retreat and hope you have a switch in hand. But with Bronzong, you don't even need any of that if you have Air Balloon.
Beam it to the active or beam it wherever you want, really.
Yeah, and just move and then move to that.
Metal Pokemon.
You can single switch.
More and more metal Pokemon getting released every single set. Like, you got to think of it from like a year from now, we're gonna have a whole new fresh 4 or 5 sets worth of metal type Pokemon. And I think that's really where it's going to be helpful. Metal type VMAXs. Maybe we'll even see dual types and things are going to be really good. Just to answer a couple questions quickly. So Ganks, with the new card sets coming out, do you think any potential decks do you think you could see any potential decks that could combat the meta? I think a lot of people said that Dragapult could come back. I'm not sure of that. Maybe Dragapult.
I think, dude, honestly, I play Dragapult even right now in the Shining Fates meta, and it actually does a lot of well. Like, it does really well. It's honestly very good in all of those matchups where that you just don't really necessarily think a lot of. Like, most single prize archetypes that you're playing against, maybe excluding Blounds, but Blounds is still not bad. You have a good matchup against. Just the fact that you can put 5 on the bench, you can split damage. You can run like the 4 Crushing Hammers, Yell Grunt, Giratina, kind of package, and you can really do a lot. Like, personally, I think that Dragapult is still a really good deck. People just don't play it because E-Turn's so heavily played. I think
but now that E-Turn's got encountered a little bit, I think it's fine with Urshifu VMAX and they've got a couple fighting decks to kind of keep it in check, because Eternatus is not going to clearly just be the best deck. So I think it makes the metagame a little bit more wide open, not so rock, paper, scissory. Well, it's more rock, paper, scissory, but it expands it where other decks can probably release.
Personally, I think that like Mew3 Welder will be that big sort of psychic type deck that sees a bit more play, because personally, you can put Big Char on Mewtwo. You're kind of safe from like the Urshifus. For the kind of Pika,
I think Pika with Mewtwo, like any deck that runs Mewtwo, other Mewtwo decks, even like
But
a
when you
Ditto
start
box
Pika,
deck
though,
could probably do a little bit better now
like
too.
when you start with Peak though in that matchup, like it's tough.
When you start with Peak in that matchup, you're a little bit scared. That's fine, but I guess that's what reset stands for.
Yeah.
Just to kind of run through some of these questions quick. Luke Metal and Bronzong. Yeah, I think Luke Metal is really good. You can move the energies.
Yeah.
It allows kind of layers of play to attach energies and play, stuff like that. I have that in my current Corviknight list. Dan, I think Bronzong says any metal energy. It does. Yep. So you can move.
Yeah, you can
You
move
can move
coding.
anything that counts. So Aurora energy,
Coding,
energy,
yeah, which is
all
busted.
that stuff. So if you're playing against a fire type deck, you could kind of push forward, like in
Yeah.
Risk the game when
Yeah.
you raid Africa and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put 3 metal coding energies. We're gonna defend. And that's
You can
crazy.
you can stack them, and then like if you just somehow like draw kind of poorly and you have to put 3 metal coating on like a Zacian or a Corviknight, you can just interchange them so that everybody has a coating, which is really good. The thing
exactly, but the Aurora does count too, by the way.
Exactly.
It does count when it's because it's a metal energy when it's attached.
Right, which is actually
it's
huge.
Not necessarily. So at that time, it's a metal energy while attached.
Right.
So it works.
Exactly.
It's not all. It's whatever energy you want it to be at that current time.
I think the big thing for me with Corviknight is its ability, because it's immune to the your opponent's Pokemon's ability. So like, I think that Giratina is very important. Giratina is like extremely important. I think like when you're playing Senti and things like that. And Senti is kind of that big welder deck that you have to struggle with, or kind of deal with. And I think just being immune to that, like the fact that like your Senti matchup really isn't that bad, considering that you'll probably be able to find like one of your 4 coatings. It's just, I don't know. Like I'm very high on Corviknight. What do you think about Victini VMAX?
I think Victini VMAX is kind of hot. It's like the new kind of Centiskorch vibe.
Yeah.
I think it's cool because like the way that I look at it, it's kind of like when you go like turn 1 Reshizard into a Boltons, then you attack something else and really pressure them. I think Victini can kind of chase down and choke out your opponent's bench, where you're like, cool, I hit their Zacian V. Now I'm gonna boss orders. I have 2 prize cards left. There's that Cramorant.
Right. Exactly.
I just checkmated you in 4 turns.
It's also like immune to hammers too, like almost exclusively. Things like Senti, like
it has a 4, or it has a 2 energy attach requirement, so it's really slow. It's really quick to build up.
You can just welder it on. You don't even need to attack. Like it's literally just like a single turn. So like being immune to hammers is also a big thing. Like hammers never really affected Senti, I don't think, too much, but a lot of times like the math didn't work out, right? If you got hit with hammers consistently. So I think that's a big part of it too. Maleficus AD. I don't know how to say the name, bro. He says, "What time do these tournaments usually end? Tonight it's gonna end a little bit earlier because our top cut is not being played tonight. It's being played tomorrow because it's a bigger top cut. So realistically, tonight's gonna end around like probably 11:30, 12ish. I would say.
Well, how many rounds is tonight? It's
8 and 5.
Oh, it's 8 and 5. Okay, I was gonna say if it's just the 8, I'm like, Maddie, I think you're overshooting this a little bit.
Now we are doing phase.
I forgot that we're doing the phase here as well.
Yeah, we're gonna do phase.
So yeah, that's not too bad. So that's Eastern, by the way.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're out from the UK, I mean, grab yourself a Rockstar, grab yourself a Red Bull, and just grind Pokemon all through the nights.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that bad. It's not that bad. It's super fun. It gives you something to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a little bit of a send on a Wednesday night, but for the most part, like you gotta realize that the majority of these 300 people registered are not going to be there. Like they're not going to still be kind of qualified to that point to play. Because once we move to phase 2 and then it's like another 2 hours of it, like we're cutting, 2/3 of our tournament right there. So like even if you play and you enjoy it for 4 hours and you get some good competition, the chances of you even making it to tomorrow or that late in the night is a little bit slim. I'm not saying I don't think you will. I'm just saying
there's only 32 players out of the
right.
We might even hit like, not to go crazy, we could hit 400 players tonight and that wouldn't be ridiculous. We could hit 300 players tonight and that's not ridiculous.
Right.
So like we're approximately 10% of the fields moving on. And there's a lot of players. I think the beach is going to attract some of the best players in the game. So the competition's going to be fierce. It's going to be a really good test, especially if you're new.
Chris?
What else do we got here? Chris, how many air balloon do you go in ADPization or turbozation? I think about 1 to 2 is probably fine.
In mine, I do
run 3.
In mine, I do a 2-2 split just because I like synergy like that. But I like, I like things being like consistent. But I think at least 1 is good just to have the pivot, like just to be able to, when you find switch, be able to just switch, retreat back to it. I just think like at least 1 air balloon's good, personally.
Yeah. Going to the next set, what do I think of the Hit and Run Crobat VMAX? I don't think there's much that changes about the Crobat VMAX. It's weak to fighting.
Yeah.
Urshifu VMAX is fighting. So I think
It's not
they're
gonna get...
boss orders away. It's
And it's
probably,
150. Like, you have 300 HP, bro. Like, that's a one-shot easy.
Yeah, I'd say that the Crobat VMAX kind of got pulverized.
Bro, imagine
before
getting...
it even got a chance.
Imagine getting one-shotted by an attack that costs 1 energy, and you have 300 damage. Like, that's 300 HP. Like, that's what this, like, format's going to turn into.
Yeah, so I'd say Crobat VMAX is probably... I'd put that deck away. I think the shiny Crobat VMAX promos look kind of hot right now.
Yeah.
Look at them while they still look good, because after the summer, they're wearing sweaters. So
They're wearing... For sure.
Yeah, they're wearing sweaters. Victini VMAX so hot right now. Mugado, name that movie. I'm terrible at any kind of thing. I don't know if you're asking me to name a movie, Dan. I don't
watch movies.
I don't watch TV. I create movies. I create content.
I create movies. That's yeah, no facts
that
though.
probably does not. That probably doesn't sound too great.
I am the movie. No, it's funny.
Maddie and I make movies together.
What else is it? What else do we have in Battle Style, Zach? I guess Coco. You want to talk about Coco for a bit? Like, what do you think about
Coco,
that?
like, it's definitely like lower placed on the list. I think.
Yeah.
I think Coco is a little bit. It's a little bit lower placed.
What do you think if?
But it's cool.
What do you think if E-Power was legal? Do you think Coco, like in a world where like?
I don't know if Coco's the lightning type Pokemon that I even want to have out. Right?
What about like after rotation type? I guess
after rotation. I mean, maybe I'd have to look at the metagame. I don't necessarily like. I get a bunch of people that are like, what if this card comes back? And like, I even know like Celio's like, what if these cards never rotated? And I'm like, I don't have time to be thinking about like these past formats. I'm so like focused on our current standard and like set like semi-future. Like I released a Battle Styles video. The set's coming out in like a week or two.
Chris, I just want to mention, you're talking a little bit about ADP decks, turbozation decks. I know that personally I have both recent videos for turbozation and a new ADP list. So if you want to go check that out after this, I recommend it.
Yeah, 100%. Check out Maddie's videos.
I think Zach also has ADP list. Have you done turbo?
I got both of those coming.
Yeah.
I got everything, and I have another ADP list coming out because I know you guys love ADP.
Our content's useful. Check it out.
Yeah.
What's up?
Where's Krollo's at?
Where's Krollo at?
I don't know. What's that thing? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world is Krollo Oh, his last name's Santiago.
Yeah, it is. That's so good.
Where in the world is Krollo Santiago? I think Krollo resides in Connecticut.
Yeah, I believe so. No details. I don't want to get.
Be certain.
Yeah.
Here's his GPS coordinates.
Yeah. We actually have a tracking chip and planted in him. So let me just look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think Coco's cool. Okay. I think the idea behind Coco is super cool. Like, I think Electrode goes perfectly with Coco. I just don't think that combo.
It's definitely a card. Like the way that like the selling point on the Coco is Miss Magius decks that go behind on prize cards have done very well.
Right.
In the past to the point where Miss Magius got banned because it was just so powerful. And I think it's kind of the same kind of vibe here with the Tapu Koko VMAX and all that stuff, where it's like you can go on behind on prize cards, you can accelerate energies, you have the Billowing Fan or Fan of Waves now that it's been translated to English officially. You got the Crushing Hammers, you got the Reset Stamps, you got the Marnie. I'm not sure. It's one of those things where the 180 might be a little bit weak, but doing paralysis turn after turn.
Weak to fighting.
You could be behind a few times.
Weak to fighting.
I mean, just go Electrode. Yeah, it's weak to fighting. That's the part that sucks.
Yeah, I think we have
literally just talked about Crobat, like, you know that Urshifu deck, it could run Martial Arts Dojo and Zigzagoons and however else it wants and Vitality Bands.
Yeah, right.
And just smoke people.
See you later.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. I agree, man. It's tough. Like Lightning is in a tough spot in general. And it definitely will be for sure after this. I think it's super cool. Like I just think like it's cool. Right? You know, I don't think it'll ever be like high tier or anything. Flapple, I honestly don't even know what Flapple does. But I'm gonna build a deck on it.
Sucks. I think Flapple just sucks right now.
There's always one.
It's not as good as the other ones.
It's always the grass.
I literally grass type decks just don't have what it's going on. Like grass types are just like, you know how people are like born into poverty and shit like that? That's literally Flapple VMAX. Like some people are out here born into like whatever.
Yeah, they're forefathers.
Flapple VMAX is the single mom of 5 kids living off food stamps and shit like that. That's Flapple VMAX. Is there anything wrong with Flapple VMAX? No, the
No,
card looks cool. I'm sure
it's probably
she's a
fun.
nice lady.
Yeah.
But whoever decided to design Flapple VMAX made some wrong decisions in their card designing life.
Yeah. Listen.
And I just don't think it was balanced to be the best deck. And I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to say that I'm wrong. Maybe she'll make it out the slums, bro. But I don't think so. Statistically, she will not.
Statistically, she will not.
Statistically, she will not.
I don't think anyone can feel as worse as Grim Snarl VMAX, which came out alongside Eternatus VMAX. I don't know if anyone's even sleeved up that card in their lives.
I tried to make a video with it, and at one point I thought it might be better than Eternatus.
Oh my god!
And then I realized that the damage caps.
Yeah, I just feel so bad for Grimmsnarl VMAX. And then I think Malamar was the set before. Like, those cards got just thrown to the side. They were like, here's E-Turn. This is dark. This is literally the only dark deck anyone's ever going to play now. Good luck.
As if they made the Grimmsnarl shiny, too, just to make him feel bad about himself. They're like, we know that we literally, shunned you in the closet, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a shiny version and a promo box version.
Yeah. Rillaboom as well.
We got a couple things here. Kingdra, lol, don't deny your true feelings. I like Kingdra a lot. Kingdra, I think, is cool. I haven't covered on it yet because I don't necessarily think I have a list. I know Maddie and I spitball about it literally every single night on Discord. We're like, yo, what about Articuno from Team Up in the deck? What about
that is going to be busted, though. That is going to be busted.
We have ideas. I think we're just getting ready.
We got to test it. It's a deck you have to test it, man.
Yeah, exactly. You guys think TCG Online will just be as prominent or more prominent than in real life
No.
on the world stage? No. Never. We're literally just playing this in between pandemic game.
Unless it gets unless games like this in general just get kind of shunned out of reality from the pandemic, because I don't think that's gonna happen.
If Pokemon gets an upgrade, that's one thing
that
could change it. Like if we went Hearthstone level.
It would be literally insane. My channel would double in size in a week if that was the case.
I would literally become a millionaire overnight.
I'm
like, you gotta I don't want to be I don't want to sound like a shitty human being or anything like that. But if I was literally as good as I was at basketball right now, I wouldn't be having time for a podcast because I'd be off a yacht, tipsy AF right now. You know what I'm saying? If Pokemon was Magic the Gathering and had Magic the Gathering online, I'd literally be getting paid Wizards as a professional player.
Yes, you'd be legit paid.
Where it's just I would be legit playing. I wouldn't have to be reaching out and doing content and all that stuff. I'd still probably be doing it, but that'd be more of a passive income.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where Pokemon TCG just doesn't necessarily get the respect on the competitive side right now, and PTCGO is just a subgroup of that, so it even gets less.
Yeah, I think competitive.
No, right now.
Yeah, I think competitive is like a sub division of just Pokemon cards in general, because I feel like the majority of people who buy cards are not going out and building decks and playing with them competitively. So that's just a factor, and even less of those people are probably playing PTCGO, right? So you just have to kind of keep that in mind. I would like a mobile. If they just did Pokemon trading card game on the mobile app, dude, it would blow up. If
you could literally just import codes on your phone, oh my god, I'd be happy about that.
Dude,
I would,
know, right?
Scan them with my camera. I'm rocking an iPhone 12 here. It can recognize the codes.
Yeah.
I think we could recognize the codes in Dolby Digital HD.
Unfortunately, I don't feel like Pokemon wants it on mobile because they just want people to play Pokemon Go. You know.
Well, that's why they don't do it on mobile, because Apple wants part of the code sales.
Really?
That's it's literally they can't input games. Dan,
wow.
Dan's I can't imagine having 340 HP and getting one shot by a basic Pokemon. What up, Galarian Zapdos?
Dude,
poor
Surfetch'd
type decks in the future.
Surfetch'd does that now, but yeah, Zapdos is insane. I think Zapdos is the savior that we needed. Joey Davis's Zach is LeBron James. I agree. I think they have very similar vertical leaps.
Yeah, and part of my potato-shaped body, definitely feeling it.
Zach was in the.
Where's Imposter LDF? Probably in the attic. Any tips for returning Pokemon players? Last played during the launch of Megas and XY. Playing Magic the Gathering, Pika, whatever. I mean, if you're playing Pokemon, I think you play in these events. I think you play in the online events on the Play Limitless platform. I think you tune in to your favorite content creators right now. Everyone's crushing it right now. If you're you want to know what? I'm literally here because I hate Maddie and Zach, and I want to just be here to not. I don't know why you'd be here and hate us, but whatever. I'm just saying if you're an Azul stan, or if you're a Mahone stan, or if you're a Flex Daddy, you know what I'm saying? There's so many more content creators, and maybe you're Zach's voice is annoying. I love LDF. That's cool. Maybe you're like, LDF looks like a gremlin. I love Maddie. Like, it's one of those things, like, figure out exactly whatever.
I think I have a pretty good voice. I'm just kidding.
Wait,
No.
you can input code cards on Safari? On iPhone? That's crazy.
I mean, wait, really? How do you input? Can you do PTCGO stuff through what?
You can go on the Pokemon website.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, that makes sense then. If you can input codes on the website, then that makes sense.
That might work.
I don't know. I still don't feel like that's entirely necessary.
Best single strike Urshifu VMAX version. I think just like
Deck
straight
version?
up Houndoom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else you would probably. I do like. I think they're like. I think the list that you posted is like very, very much. At least like the same 50. I think people should be playing at the least, at the very least. But you know, I think there's only other like I think Rapid Strike is different because personally we discussed this for a while. Like I really think that the best way to play Rapid Strike is maybe not Octillery and just run the Scoop Up Net Jirachi engines because you can utilize Goon.
I think Octillery is trash right now.
Yeah,
Octillery has the time to grow.
Like if there's a really good supporter,
Rapid Strike.
There's yeah.
We have what Karina's right now. Karina, the Rapid Strike one.
It's Crobat.
I thought it would be cool because you could search it out, but it's just not as great. Morning Wood. If decks were cities, grass decks would be Detroit. Yikes.
No, it would be Concord, New Hampshire. That would be the city.
Yeah, I'd say like maybe like
Rochester.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Or
Detroit's not bad. Like Detroit has amazing food, and it's kind of like I don't know. I don't have any problems with Detroit. Like Detroit used to get a bad rep.
Yeah.
But ever since they like made the new Little Caesars Arena and all that stuff, like Detroit has very good food. Detroit has the casinos. Detroit has a lot of good things, and it's a border city, so it's not as bad. There's some rough spots, like maybe if you run into some like Eminem's exes or something like that, it's gonna look pretty rough.
But that's the thing. Like every big place like that has sort of like an impoverished sort of part of it. I know Chicago probably has. I think from what I know.
Yeah, there's definitely parts of any city that are just like the slums.
I think
gross parts.
We're so off topic. I think Detroit. I think once the whole like
that's why
car,
we're here, though. We just say whatever.
Because they used to make like Ford and cars and everything like that. And
yeah,
then
I think the car industry basically screwed them and left them like stranded.
They went to China.
Nothing.
They're like, we're going to China, and you guys can. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that kind of happens sometimes. Detroit Square Pizza. That's what's up. GX Pulse says, I can't see it. I don't know. I don't know what exactly they're talking about. Is there a dark box but doesn't play it often? Yeah, I don't know. He asked, is Etern V the only deck in dark type deck in standard? I think it's the only like viable deck. I think a lot of typings don't even have viable decks.
Like random stuff, but like anything is just like you're either playing a budget deck or you're playing Eternatus.
Yes.
In expanded, like you got Darkrai and all that stuff, but like Dark's a very viable type and it has been for a while.
Right.
A lot of types kind of go with some kind of like they have some kind of fundamentals, and Dark's usually like now it's like Poison type as well, but it's either going like Poison type is garbage and it's always has been garbage.
Yeah.
But then pure dark types like Eternatus and stuff are usually like big hard hitting damage, very quick attackers, stuff like that. And dark's usually a safe horse to bet on.
I was upset that Crobat was weak to fighting, like ground fighting type in the TCG because one, it's a flying type, and two, it's a poison type. So neither of those are weak to ground or fighting.
Also, I know that there's people like I think who was it the other day? Kenny Wisdom, I think, got involved in was it card development or strategy or something like that, working for Pokemon. Kenny, if you watch my podcast or if anyone here is really close friends with Kenny, why in the absolute fuck are Pokemon that have wings have a retreat cost? Like if you're flying in the air, homie, you should not have a retreat cost.
Well,
like
they do it sometimes.
It pisses me off so much.
Well,
like why do we have wings on a thing that has like some of these Pokemon, like Eternatus, should not have a retreat cost. Home Slice is flying in the air. Like, at least maybe one.
Yeah.
Like, I just
it's retreat cost of 3, I think. It's wild.
Crobat is literally the fastest Pokemon in Pokemon at some point. In the video game.
It was, like, it's one of the fastest Pokemon. I mean, like, they gave Corviknight free retreat, but they didn't give, like, and it's funny, because I thought that, too, with Tapu Koko.
Metal burb.
It's huge, I know. It's not even that fast in the games. I mean, like, Tapu Koko, though, because like they have so many Tapu Koko cards with free retreat. Like that's like the gimmick behind Koko cards. They gave Koko V and VMAX and they're like, or VMAX and they're like Koko V has free retreat and the VMAX they're like, let's just give it one. I'm like, what do you mean give it one?
You evolved and got dad bod.
Yeah, it's
like you had one too many berries, buddy. Like I don't even know Tapu Koko like. This thing's like a supersonic jet Pokemon. Like, what?
It literally zips through the air, like, in every sort of medium.
Yeah, zips through the air and float in the air, but it has a retreat cost.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just thought Coco should have free retreat. Corviknight shouldn't, but I
All
love
things
that it
that
does.
fly are like helicopters, right? Like they got the momentum seeing. I don't know. Maybe that's a fair thing. Momentum. Spirit or like Crobat is literally one of the fastest Pokemon in the entire. Like I
Yeah.
understand needing to balance out a card, but don't make Crobat the V then.
Yeah.
Make Crobat like another thing, right? Like
I
if they
know.
wanted a Pokemon to draw 6 cards or something, like I don't know what would be an appropriate Pokemon. I don't even know.
I don't know.
I'll come up with one.
I think that I mean also like
Give Spoopa. Make Spoopa V.
Spupa
Spoopa V.
Spupa VMAX.
What the Spoopa?
Vivillon. Yo, I mean I think what is it what am I thinking of? Did I just lose it? Did I just lose my thought? I might have.
Yeah, Eternate. I'm literally just Eternate
Oh.
is pro race.
The Urshifus, like Rapid Strike has a retreat cost of 2, but the Single Strike has a retreat cost of 3.
I mean, that's kind of fair. Maybe you're going like with that heavier
Yeah.
punch.
Right. I guess.
Maybe you're not
I
as
guess
like.
that makes sense.
In some ways, it's fine, but I mean, like in terms of like just pure things, it's always like really upset me, and I think it's just one of those things where I think, I don't know. I'm cheesed. I'm heated about it. I'm burning up.
GX Poll says, do you think that Jesse James might be good with Stamp in any decks right now? I think it was good that Breaksinzar deck was really good with Jesse James and Stamp and Chip and things like that. I think it could be good in like a Togekiss deck or maybe just something that consistently lets you draw cards and attack at the same time.
Togekiss is good though.
Exactly. Well, right. I just don't like it.
Yeah, like in the whole overall thing, sure, there's ways that it could be good.
Yeah.
But it's not well positioned. None of those decks are well positioned at this time.
Right. It's just one of those things where like if you're consistently able to like we have Marnie we have so many Marnie in the format. And we have Stamp is a thing where it's like even if you're like setup decks where you kind of search your deck for stuff, even things when you're playing Rosa, you just get Marnie like next turn all the time, and it's a little bit disappointing. So I don't think that necessarily like decks that you need to search because like realistically with those decks that's kind of what you do, right? You need to search out those cards. You never really are trying to draw into them, I suppose. But I don't know. I like that Breaksinzar deck. I thought it was really cool, but
it's really cool too. It definitely got me.
Someone should bring it back
too.
Someone should just bring it back and play it, dude.
It has way too like the rusted sword part really hurts.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, you can run Charm.
Like
you can run Charm.
I mean, they could all. Nah,
you're one-shotting Zacian. I don't know. Try it, dude. We try it.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure, man. ADP is pretty good, bro.
Yeah, it is. Though it hasn't.
ADP is pretty good.
We haven't seen the results for ADP that I thought we would since Shining Fates has come out. It's been all E-turn, bro. It's been E-turn and then some Peak and Luke Metal. Like no ADP. It's very confusing to me personally.
So kind of switching things up. What do you guys? Why don't we talk about? We talked about the beach tournament. That's tonight. Talked about.
Go register.
We talked about go register if you haven't already. Even if you're not going to play, go register because maybe you'll change your mind after a couple hours. I mean, you could go X3 and still make it in and still have a chance to make it all the way to get that juicy beach. And if you're like, yo, I don't even know what to do with one beach, pretty sure you could trade it for like 4, 5, 6 quick balls and maybe get up to 800 Shining Fates packs and basically trade for whatever you'd ever want on PTCGO. So I think that's kind of huge. So talking about before we talk about the Players Cup 3, and check out Maddie's link, by the way, at the Play Limitless website. Did you see the new Spiritomb, which completely trashes on Mad Party? I did. I don't know why a lot of cards have to have an equal and opposite reaction, but maybe they'll change it up and be like, okay, you want to know what? Here's another Mad Party Pokemon released in 2 sets from now.
I don't know why people are upset about that because I feel like that Spiritomb is actually really good in E-turn, personally. Because you just run like maybe one.
Well, I think it's good in a lot of decks, right? Like it's very similar to Oricorio that we had from Guardians Rising.
Right.
I played that in my Hitmonchan deck to beat a lot of other decks. So I think a card like that has a lot of uses. So I mean, I'm excited that they're printing. Don't necessarily look at it as it's versus Mad Party. And yes, sure, they literally slit Mad Party's throats.
But there's
like,
Stoutland. Stoutland's in the set too, though. Isn't that even a worse matchup for Mad Party? Is Stoutland? It literally just takes 2 prizes.
It's crazy. It's such a cool tech card just in general. Like if you like, I like when Pokemon gives deck builders the tools if they want to do something. I think that we have not had enough answers to what we wanted. Take it easy, Dan. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, Dan.
I don't think we've had enough answers to what's going on. Like, I don't think E-turns had an answer in format. Colossal's not even a viable answer to Eternatus anymore. I don't think it was a viable answer to Pikarom. It's one of those things where we have viable answers to different decks, and if in your particular metagame you want to worry about Mad Party or whatever else it counters, I think it's cool. Same thing with Galarian Zapdos, Galarian Articuno, and all these cards, like, they add certain layers of depths, and I think you can change up your deck however you want.
Zach, what do you think about, like, because we, of course, like, Welder box decks and sort of just Welder decks in general at this point are very, very successful. Do you think that, like, we'll see Stoutland see play in Welder type decks, like, such as like a Cramorant is at the moment?
Okay, so did I miss something about the Stoutlands?
It does like 40 damage, and then if you KO something, you take an extra prize with it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think it's tough. I mean, we've seen attacks like this work before with Umbreon. I think it was Umbreon EX back in the day, so we're talking way back.
Yeah.
And you think if it attacked a Mega Pokemon, you could draw an extra prize card and it had a very low damage output. So there's a few of these attacks where low damage output or either high energy attack and a mid damage
colorless.
output.
It's colorless. I think it's like either a 2 or 3 attack cost.
It's like okay. I think it's much better for you to just figure out something else better. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think Stoutland's a little bit on the weak side. It's going to be really hard to get to that point. You should have just been able to one-shot before. I think if you focused on the one-shot
it's probably better.
You could have just drawn 2 prize cards the next turn. So technically, I think the Stoutland might be holding you back.
It's one of those things, like, if you're playing Reshi and you can GX for like 300 and then maybe the 40 to finish off a VMAX, take 4 prizes. Like, I can see how it could be useful in some scenarios. I didn't know if it would actually be like worth playing to that extent. You know what I mean? But I thought it was definitely pretty interesting.
I think you got a question here from Xenon. Also, shout out for being a channel member on both of our channels. You crazy out here. We appreciate the love. Bellaba and Bryson Man got banned before Eternatus VMAX. I think it actually was not to counter Eternatus VMAX, even though it would have been really cool as a counter for that deck. And I don't necessarily think, like, it almost ruined an archetype after a Rangaroo already got rotated. I think it's one of those things where TPCI tries to fall in line with the Pokemon Company in Japan with their current bans. So I think it's very possible for us to see how things might go. Like, it's one of those things where I just don't think there's a correlation between Eternatus and the banning of Bellaba and Bryson Man.
Right.
I think it was one of those things where Japan banned it, and they're like, okay, cool, Japan banned it, we're gonna ban it.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense.
Even though their format allowed for it.
I think honestly, like, when it comes down to it, they just didn't want that sort of deck archetype, like that play style, to really be at the forefront of the meta, in my opinion.
I mean, that's probably fine. Enough people, maybe they got enough complaints or something about it, and they're like, we're gonna go to R&D or like card whatever and be like, okay, what could we do? And they're like, here's our suggestion, and maybe they just ran with it. I'm sure there's got to be a process. Like, you probably think that they make baseless decisions. I don't necessarily think they do.
No,
I think everything is very slow and planned, going between here and Japan. Do we think any cards are going to get banned before Battle Styles is legal on PTCGO?
No.
Not sure.
Some might be after. If something breaks the game.
We already had our ban update, right?
Like, we did.
We already had our update. So I think nothing's getting banned. There's nothing currently a force in our game that would determine an immediate ban that I'm concerned with. So I think we're going to have to see after some play online and however they decide to monitor it.
I think if they were to ban something, it would be not necessarily for like a power creep reason, but just for overall gameplay experience reason. Like I could see like a Marnie ban or like a Hammer ban or just something like that. I don't think they would, but like I feel like it's pretty easily justifiable, considering just how the game is at the moment. But maybe not. Maybe it just doesn't make any sense for them to do that, and I think that's also totally possible. But Brodog says, do you think Reset Stamp leaves standard forever, or do you think they'll reprint it in a future set? I think it has to get reprinted eventually. Will it be like a whole format rotation away? Like, you don't think they're ever going to reprint Reset Stamp, Zach?
It's already banned and expanded, so I think.
That's
banned.
That's true.
Like, I think it's one of those things where it just presents another issue that they're going to be printing another card. Maybe we'll see another card like it, or maybe something a little that they try to make more balanced. We've seen cards like N. We've seen cards like Marnie. Like, they like this idea of shuffling stuff back.
Yeah, but I think that's a better alternative.
I also don't think Reset Stamp's a very, like, even if we see it, it would have to be a spiritual reprint. Because I don't even think Reset Stamp's very important in the VGC, because all of our trainers are based off of what's either in the anime or what's in the whatever. They just don't really make new professors. I mean, they made Professor Willow. We're gonna see the Pokemon
Yeah,
Go card.
which is actually
So that's
crazy.
gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, for anyone out there, do you think Rose variants will see success with the new Cricketune V? I mean, I don't think we saw any engines based off of Oranguru with Instruct.
Yeah, I don't.
So I'm gonna say that it's like okay.
I think
Um,
that even if you want to run Rose now, you can. Like you have Rose Tower, you have Silvally. Like I think those are options that might not be as good as Cricketune, but they're like almost just as good, and it's not really.
let's say in a post rotation world, I think like it's more of those things like
Oh
the Cricketune
yeah.
spawn off. Like that's the way that
I
I read. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
Maybe
think
I'm wrong.
maybe, dude. I think because I think Rillaboom decks are going to be pretty difficult to set up without Rowegg. I just don't think they're going to be played too much. I mean, I think they could. I also think like without Welder, like I don't know if like you need it for fire decks. Maybe like you run it in like Victini or something wild like that, but I don't know. I don't personally think it's I don't think Rose is good enough. Like if it was, like if it was 3 energies or just like or just something else.
We'll have to see what VMAXs come out,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't even know when VMAXs end, when they start, whatever. What if we're gonna get a reprint set? Like we don't know what VMAXs are coming out until we know what's coming out, and until Rose becomes very good, or like it's just not really whatever.
Alex has a good
Okay.
question.
Alex has a good question. Because of turn one attacks being gone, what sort of abilities that end your turn, like Snorlax GX or Snorlaxization, would you want to see for decks that need setup? Ooh.
I think we have a lot like honestly, I think right now we're in a good spot where we have things like Snorlax, we have both the Jirachis, we have Zacian, which you can end your turn going first on. I think all of those are really good. So what was the question actually? Would you want to see or what would you want to see?
So basically,
for decks
like
that
if
need
we
setup?
had the
Okay.
opportunity to see a card getting
Yeah,
printed,
sure.
what would we want to see? I think I really like Smeargle from Undaunted Call of Legends or Unleashed Call of Legends. I always get between those sets mixed up, and basically it was a card that allowed you to look into your opponent's hand, choose a supporter card you find there, and use that as the effect of this ability. I think things like that are really cool. So kind of like a Sabrina's Suggestion that we currently have, but as an ability. It didn't end your turn, but I could be something like that could be really cool.
Yeah. Jack, do you
also I'm
Zach, do you
I'm
sorry.
What's up?
Do you think they'll ever go back to something like a Cleffa type starting option, or maybe like Donk decks? Do you think they'll ever have things like that?
So you're saying like an Eek flip 60 HP Pokemon or 30 HP Pokemon, you're asleep, they can't attack you kind of ish?
Yeah. Do you think that's ever like something that'll sort of come back in the game? I think with boss and stuff like that, I don't know. I feel like it just wouldn't be. I would like a card that's like a Jirachi from Team Up, but it's just switch one card in your hand with one card in your deck, and it's an ability, and then
I mean, more ways. I mean, I think anything, like I'll leave it to the creators to come up with something unique. I don't necessarily care what's good. I'll play within the limitations.
Yeah, right. We're gonna play with the cards they give us, man. Yeah, I hear that. I hear you.
Would
Man.
Galarian Cursola V work in an Eternatus V deck? That's a psychic type Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I don't think Galarian Corsola V. Not only can I don't think it can be played in E-turn, but overall I just don't think it's playable. I think people tried to play it with what was that Arctozolt and I think it's cool. Like it's actually like it's pretty fundamentally sound. And it synergizes pretty well. I just don't think
the rare fossil mechanic really hurts that. And,
we have
and
Careless
really
though.
Need something more than it. Yeah.
We have Careless, man.
Also, what does Zach play in Chill TCG, or is that classified?
No leaks.
Yeah. Actually, you want to what? I'm either between ADP Zacian or Sun of Scorch right now.
Okay.
I really want to play Eternatus, but the amount of Luke Metal being played in Hegsters and Krollo's events are kind of leading me towards those two decks.
I think
we'll have to see exactly what's going on.
I think we just posted those ADP lists. Like I think it's about time, Zach, that somebody popped off with ADP with this new version, and I think you're the man to do it.
See exactly. I'll give it a try. What else do we got? Marnie is the new reset stamp. I agree. Krollo, Krollo! People were talking about you earlier.
Yo, Krollo's here.
Do I even play tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, you could play tonight. I think.
Or you help me run it. But yeah, you should run it.
Krollo, play tonight, and if you end up getting the beach, you run a huge tournament and be like, I won Maddie's beach.
Yeah, you give it.
And then you run another beach tournament. You keep on. It's
it's
a human centipede of beaches.
It just keeps going, and no one ever actually catches it on the beach.
But instead of energies on Zacian, stage 2's on your bench.
Bro, Can you
Could you
imagine?
imagine? That's a broken.
That actually
Choose
sounds. You run
choose an
phones, bro.
That's
Run Rotom phones and just fill your bench. That sounds too good, though.
yeah.
That sounds too good.
That might be a little bit too broken.
Because think
Yeah,
about things like Kingdra would become the best deck in format if it had a setup like that.
There's probably a bunch of stage 2s that we've never looked at. That might.
Would
be
that
the
be
best
just
deck in
insane?
format,
Yeah,
to
no.
be honest.
Yeah, you're right. Like Embor, just go full on, just power up Embor in like one turn and then.
Yeah, that may be.
And do-
You might have to. That Pokemon might have to be a stage. I'd have to say like a Zacian VMAX or something like that.
Dude, if they print a Zacian VMAX, I am out of here, bro. I'm
Krollo
literally
the
out of
goat
here.
is here. Krollo's literally gaining horns on his head. Krollo's very horny.
Krollo is the goat, man. Krollo is the
All right,
absolute goat.
time to bust out the Reshazard. Let's go, Krollo.
Krollo
Krollo's one of my favorite people in the community.
you love to see Krollo, man. He's a great guy.
I love to see Krollo.
Xenon says,
person.
will Chill TCG organize an expanded tournament? Yes, we do have Chill Series EX, our expanded tournament series. We've moved it for season 3 instead of doing it once a week on Sundays and having it be separate. What we're doing is we're doing it the last week of every month, and it's actually counting towards Chill Series rankings, and it's part of the official season. So late at the end of March, on the last Sunday of March, we will have Chill Series EX.
Chill Series 6.
Nax says, how many E-Tournaments do you think will be in top 16 this week? Let's say top 32.
5.
How many in top 32? I'm saying 9.
I'm saying 12.
12's fair. I mean, I think that I think it could be more. Like it could be way more. We just have to see. I think E-Turn is by far the most absurd deck.
All the Maddie Chill TCG stands.
They're hardcore, bro.
They're playing. Yeah,
they're playing to win.
Hardcore Maddie stands. They're playing E-Turns, bro.
Yeah, dude. They're
it's all these players that you never hear about ever, and they just like play E-Turn, and like I feel like they play suboptimally in the nicest way. But it's one of those. I don't even know how to say that. I think they play suboptimally in the nicest way. And then, like,
I think they're terrible players. With all due respect.
No, I think that they're okay. I'll put it like this. I think they're up and coming players. They certainly could use some rounding around. They're rough around the edges, but they just run so hot with E-Turn every week.
Yeah. I mean, E-Turn's
no
hot,
what,
bro.
They just E-Turn's a hot deck. If you're gonna, you want to what? If you think you're an average or below average player, play E-Turn and see how you go. It's pretty good.
Rick R said, Zach, what about your Rowegg, your Rowlet and Executor deck? I really liked it in the video. Would be competitive enough as a deck. Actually, I mean, Rowegg is a pretty competitive typing right now. It's probably the best grass that we have. It's like the best green deck.
It's probably the best grass if you're not considering
Desigo. I think it got 9th.
Slightly better.
I think it got either 9th or 10th on the 10 best decks list for the past month. So keep that in mind.
I don't think I put it on my top 10 deck list. It probably hovers within the top 15 range.
Okay.
I know that if 76ers out here, he's like,
he carried it. He carried it to the list.
This guy's literally carrying it.
Yeah.
He's carrying the whole egg row
I
on
think
the back, the whole
I think it won Hexters, which was a big achievement for Rowegg. Like I think people were like, oh, like that deck won a Hexters. I mean, I think that was like about a 100-player tournament.
I mean,
which
it's hard to compare like an event with 95 players to a 300+ events, so it's really tough. Like not to take away an accomplishment or anything.
Yeah.
But we got to look at tournament size.
Yeah, I mean,
we had Chill kind of became the new de facto week.
We had the thing where remember when Togekiss won Limitless?
But to be fair, Togekiss won and expanded, and Togekiss
no,
is
it won a standard Limitless event. It was Togekiss Blounce. You don't remember that?
Oh.
It also won expanded, but that's a different.
Was that banned ADP though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so like the thing is, banned ADP isn't a real format.
Josh, what's up? What's up, Josh? How you doing, my man? I like that little snob next to your name in the green text. You look hot.
Ooh. Josh doesn't have a snob next to my name or a Pokeball.
Do you have your little badges for your followers?
I do have badges. Mine's a little Pokeball.
Oh, that's neat. Mine's a snob.
It's cute.
People thought it was a cloud because they can't really see it, so I might need to change that.
I thought it was a cloud too, and I think it's really funny.
It's a little vape cloud, bro.
Actually, no, I won the Zster LCQ with Aggro. I mean, Aggro's got some results. I mean,
it's not bad.
I mean, I think Howdy Pokemon Professors is one of the more prestigious events.
Yes.
And they recently ran their invitational or charity event or all of it combined.
Both,
so I think that was kind of cool.
I actually don't know. Yeah, I for sure. I mean, I think Rowegg's not bad. Like the list that I made was just based off of like the total results, and like we said, 76ers carried Rowegg. Like he got a bunch of top 8s, top 16s in finals and stuff like that. And the thing
he knows
is
what he's doing with that deck.
Yeah, the thing is things like Colossal or like a Mad Party, like you typically don't see that. Like the reason why it was on the list is because we have like a great player carrying that deck. I feel like if we had somebody like a Zach Lesage playing Colossal every week, in all of these tournaments,
maybe, yeah, but
it
I'm
would
not
be up
saying
there.
aggro. I think aggro. It's a fair deck. So basically, answering the whole question, aggro's solid. I think that it's weirdly placed. It's not terribly placed. It's awkwardly placed in the metagame,
Best grass
which
though.
is going to lead to awkward results.
Best grass. You think it's best grass deck?
Within the top two, it's hard because Decidueye is grass type.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we're not counting Desi.
If we're not counting Desi, which is like kind of like a single prize card, like own kind of like wall deck, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Desi was
The
like
typing isn't.
Desi could have been whatever type it wanted to be.
Exactly. I don't think the typing mattered at all for Desi. I don't think.
Yeah, no, the typing does not matter at all for that one.
Well, maybe Volk with like Volk.
Yeah, maybe it's the most purest grass type deck.
Right.
Corolla, do I play Ball Guy Mad Party? Play with your balls, bro.
Whip them out. Whip out your balls, bro.
Whip out your balls.
Bro Dog, is that the Luke Metal Legend? Yes, it is. Mike Fleming, is there a future for online tournaments once IRL events come back? I hope so. I get this question all the time, bro. It's one of those things where like I think that all of the numbers and all the hype and all the eyes are gonna go down. I don't think it'll be as relevant as it is now. Like, will we be getting 300 people on a Wednesday night? Like, no. But at the same time, I think that we've grown enough and we've solidified ourselves enough to where we'll probably still be around after.
Josh.
Josh,
support my Tianta.
Did he drop the member?
Josh is a member. He's got a little Pokeball and a Snom.
Ooh.
You need a Pokeball to catch the Snom.
That's right. It goes together, man.
Bet.
Shout out to Josh, man. He's a great guy. Great player.
Yeah, Josh is literally...
Josh, are you playing Luke Metal tonight? Is Josh playing Luke Metal tonight?
Don't even ask that question. I know that Josh is going to hit me.
Josh might be just loving life because Luke Metal is actually good right now for some reason. So, you know.
I don't understand why. I think a lot of people are just... They haven't necessarily factored Shining Fates in, but we'll see when the Players Cup 3 kind of happens. I mean, I know that you and I both have been talking about it a lot.
Peak won the last one.
Players Cup, I think I don't know.
Who's winning Players Cup 3? Or what's winning Players Cup 3?
It's going to be Battle Styles content, so we're not sure.
Oh, you're right. It is Battle Styles. Holy cow, it's going to be so strange.
Yeah. So we got Shining Fates format going into Battle Styles.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the decks that are going to be advancing, I mean, E-Turn seems like a pretty good one, but like you think about it, there's only 4 players from North America who are advancing.
Right.
Like it's so much smaller than you think. Like that's like if you had the Chill event right now and you took the top 4 people, then put them in a double elimination event with the 4 other, like, you know what I'm saying, with another 12 players. Like
that's actually a hot idea, bro. Imagine if we did that just from all of the online scenes, all the online tournaments. Rick R says Eggroth seems quite simple to play too. I'm just really a new player and I'm kind of building right now. I would be a good standard for a beginner. I think that it's not one of the most difficult decks to play. There's easier decks to play than Rowegg, but
yeah, I'd definitely say there's definitely more easier decks to play. Like I think Eternatus is a very easy deck to play at face value. I think that ADP Zation is a very easy deck to play at face value. I'd actually rank Rillaboom a little bit more difficult. Like even when I was playing through my video, there was moments where like I feel like I could have played a little bit better. Yeah. Maybe that's just because I'm not necessarily as equipped to the deck as someone like 76ers, and maybe I just need to run a few more reps and understand like individual strategies. But like at the end of the day, you're powering up a Rillaboom and then you're powering up energies and attacking. So if you're playing it to that degrry, I mean, I'd say it's a fairly easy deck.
Yeah. We got a couple good ones here. This one quick. Which meta decks do you think are considered the hardest to pilot in standard? I don't like if you're talking about like meta decks in standard. I don't. You'd have to ask Zach. I do know that this new Kyogre deck, if played perfectly, is very very good. I just think that it's incredibly difficult to sequence properly.
Kyogre splash.
Dude, it's there's way too many cards you have to play in the correct order to like always play perfect with that deck for me.
And Maddie can never play cards in the correct order.
No, I don't.
Just like I'm gonna throw this game.
I do it all the time, bro. I do it all the time.
Maddie's like, it's 3:00 in the morning. I have homework due. I'm gonna throw some games with Kyogre guys. No one wants to play Fortnite with me.
I just queue up on ladder just to lose to people. To be honest,
I'd say Pika Rom is the
what about like a
Senti?
Most
difficult deck.
Like a Welder Senti.
No,
like
I don't
Blounds,
think
maybe.
I don't think Senti's hard to play.
Blounds.
I think Senti carries a lot of players.
What about Desi?
Desi Goons is definitely up there. But Desi Goons, like, I think is falling out of the top 5-ish. So
yeah,
it's one of those things. Like, if we're going like really meta deck, I'd say Pika Rom.
I agree.
Pika Rom, Desi Goons are probably going to be the really hardest ones. Centiskorch is up there, but
I think
Urshifu, you just need to count like.
I think these Urshifus are going to be pretty.
Both Urshifu would be very difficult decks to play beyond face value.
Yeah, I agree. I think Urshifu to be a really good like with Urshifu, I think you do have to think those like turn to a head because the math matters as well as like sequencing properly so you get your damage modifications when you need them. Like I think that deck's going to really reward high level players.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with it. And I mean, I think other decks, like, I mean, maybe Santa Scorch and other decks, like, if you're properly sequencing and stuff like that. So, like, if you're playing the deck on, like, expert mode
Yeah.
and really trying to go with a
X, he's
goal,
on
I
X
think the
Games
deck
mode.
is X Games mode. Ah! But yeah, I don't know.
Oh man.
It's one of those things where, like, I don't think too many, like, decks are a little bit too easy to play nowadays. I think that's really to invite players into the
Yeah.
game. Like Pikarom and ADP Zacian are both league battle decks that are like Pokemon has a rating to show how they are. I think they're like a two out of 3 stars.
Yeah.
Really for intermediate players who are trying to grow better at the game. But like at face value, they're like easy to play, very difficult to master.
Bro Dog says, will we ever be able to buy packs on the app with money? I'm gonna say no, mainly just because things like Pokemon Go, I think you can pay money to get content for the game, and unlock stuff,
Yes.
but that's because there's no competitive aspect to it, and I just don't think Pokemon's ever gonna be like a kind of a pay to win system when it comes to, and I think they
Actually,
have
I gotta
one,
take that
but
back. I think yes. I think we will see if
on
they
app,
update PTCGO.
really,
So
really,
I think if they decide to go if they, like let's say a Pokemon's about to drop like a bombshell on this and like they don't let us know everything what's going on here, right? Like Ethan was under an NDA obviously for his being a commentator. I've had moments where I can't say things about Pokemon, especially when it comes to like prestigious events and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where I think there's a very good chance that they're actively testing a new PTCGO. And if that never comes to light, then I don't think we're going to see it. In this current version of PTCGO, we used to have a gem set that was only available in Canada, and that's it.
yeah, I
But
agree.
now we just don't have that. So I
I
mean,
agree, man.
I think it's possible in the future. I think it's definitely something if we change over to a new app or an upgraded app and they tried to take Pokemon seriously. Um, Anyways, moving on.
Will
Matthew.
will they ever upgrade the app though?
I mean, I think it's possible. I
I
honestly think
think
it's
too.
possible.
I think they're gonna pop off
Like, I
soon.
think they might have to update the app, especially if they're going to add in some kind of drafting or
Yeah,
cubing
yeah,
type
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
They're gonna
Like,
rehaul
there's
it.
no way that they're like, that survey might have been, hey guys, we're updating the app in the next year. There's some ideas that we took from
Yeah, yeah,
players,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
See, I think that if anything, they're probably in development now. Like if they were gonna do it, they would have done it because of the stuff that's happened in the past 6 months, right? And if that's the case,
Yeah.
if they're developing a new client for like a PTCGO, we won't see it for another year and a half. And that's, I mean, again, if it will come, it's probably gonna come in that time frame, unless they got an early kickstart on it. But for the most part, I think that it's inevitable. It's been what, like 10 years almost that we've seen this
Yeah,
thing.
I mean
So
it's been a pretty it's been 10 years, man.
yeah.
I want to break up with it. I'm getting a
I'm
divorce.
kidding. Are you though?
Matt, no, I'm addicted.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm an addict. Yo, is it ever possible to post EU chill tournaments and NA tournaments for the EU? The tournament starts at midnight on a Wednesday,
You
and I have
know,
to work in the week.
we could do like multiple a week. Like if we were to ever expand to the point where we're running multiple events a week, we would consider doing like an EU time. The only difficult thing with that personally is that there's other tournaments that really have most of the spots in EU time. But that being
Yeah.
said, we would still be down to do it. The only problem is that it's just me. I'm not trying to like hate on anybody that is in sort of our Chill TCG family and helps us, but 95% of the time it's literally just me doing almost everything, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying like I can't personally run like 2 events, one being an EU time. So if there was ever like an EU TO that really wanted to consistently run events for
Adopt
Chill
like
Series,
the chill brand
yeah,
and become like an admin and actually be serious, like not be
right,
like
right, exactly.
someone who's like, yeah, I can do it, and then they're just like,
You
I'm
know,
at school or I'm
that's
at
actually a
work or
that's actually a busted idea, man. I would love to make my content almost full time, like highlighting the events personally.
chill Wednesdays. Like chill EU starts at 12
Yeah, and
or
then
like
yeah,
11,
right,
and then the other chill starts at 6. So you just like it's a whole day of chill, all the content.
exactly.
Yo, Jonathan, thank you so much for that Hippo 1-up sticker.
Yeah, where are my stickers, Jonathan? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Maddie
Support
was
Zach. No,
against
support
stickers.
Zach. Definitely support Zach. I don't need the money personally.
He said, "Yo guys, what funky tech can we introduce to Pikarom to be able to have a chance against well decks like Altaria and Decigoons?" That's a tough one.
Nothing yet,
And
man.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
I hope that you're not giving me $2
Well,
sticker.
you know, Zach,
because you think
we're seeing a Thunderous soon, which I think does 130 and then like 40 to itself or something like that for 3. So I guess
right, like let's say like right now, like let's say if that's for chill tonight, we're worried about Decigoons. Like,
you think Phoebe?
we can go on about how something in the future, like I don't even know if you want to talk about Pikarom after Urshifu's released, right?
Well, rotation's
so, like,
happening
right
soon
now,
anyway.
I think, yeah, rotation's happening soon. There's only so much that we could deal with. I'd say if you're gonna deal with anyone, I think that there's a Zorora that does a decent bit of damage. There's the Electros.
I think
Hoopa. A
Hoopa.
decent bit of damage.
I think Hoopa's always good against Desi. The one that does more damage for the Pokemon with abilities.
I feel like they could play Scoop Up Net and just ruin you.
That is,
I don't know.
That's true,
My honest, like at the Players Cup 2, the reason why I had Vikavolt in my deck was not for Blacephalon. It was more for the Decigoons matchup. I thought that I could kind of catch them before they go for the rare candies, maybe hitting them with Vikavolt over and over again, stopping their items. In 2 out of 3, that's not going to work. In best of 1, it might work. So that's something to definitely consider. So I'd say Vikavolt might be okay in best of 1. You're going to try a Rayquaza promo tonight in your list. I mean, that's cool.
Rayquaza sounds actually
maybe more colorless Pokemon.
Yeah,
cool.
Rayquaza's pretty cool. I don't. It doesn't see enough play, but I think it is a very cool card. Chris says when's next rotation? I think it's in August. I don't know if it actually will be.
Yeah, the thing is, we can only speculate, and I'd say there's a 99% chance. Like they went ahead and were like, okay, cool, like we're gonna switch over to this like this kind of block system.
Yeah.
Instead of working with like reprints or stuff like that, it just has to have the regulation marker at the bottom. So I assume that anything that does not have the regulation marker is going to get rotated out, so we could switch to this new system. However, they did not plan this during a worldwide pandemic.
Right.
So maybe they're like, you want to know what? We're going to give everyone an extra few months with their cards because they never got a chance to play these cards all together. Like ADPization will never be a Worlds deck. So it's one of those things where like, I think there's a real possibility that we kind of we might see an extended or weird rotation this year.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We saw a normal-ish rotation last year, I think. Happens like summertime is probably the best way to go about it.
Zach, it's about 4:40 now. We gotta kind of start wrapping things up here.
Yeah,
I do need to.
I need to get coffee. I didn't get even a chance to take a shower before show.
I do.
Just give me a bird with a gigantic thumbs up.
Yeah, okay. Check-in is now open for the tournament, so I need to go make an announcement for that. Yeah, I mean, I think we can wrap it up here. This has been, it's
been real.
It's been real.
It's crazy.
Yellhorn
at 12.
Number 12, man. Again, big shout out to GG Tour. They are our sponsor. They run like the best esports events for a multitude of games. Go check them out. The cash prizing is phenomenal. And they have some events coming up in the future in late March, early April, and things like that. So definitely go check them out. They're PTCGO tournaments for sure. So yeah, that's cool. That's it. Thanks guys for listening. All right.
And anyone who's sticking around here, I'm gonna be live on my stream in an hour and 20 minutes. So if you want to stick around and hang around for that, feel free to do so. It's gonna start at 6 p.m. Eastern, so in an hour and 20 minutes from now. But I think beyond that, I think Maddie and we're busy guys. The fact like it's crazy that we went from doing this on a podcast as additional content, and now we're kind of at a point where
Ivan wants a code before we leave.
Wants a code? I don't have a code to give, unfortunately. Maybe Maddie has a code. I don't know. Maddie.
I do not. I don't. Unfortunately, Maddie. I don't have a code. Maybe, I'm sorry, man.
Send me your video. LMAO.
What does it say? Also, send me your video. Oh, I gotta send Krollo's video. Yeah, I gotta make that for you, Krollo. I've been busy, my man.
You're still live, so you should probably go off live. Anyways, I'm going off live. It's been real because we can all see your Discord DMs. Maddie.
What's up? Yeah.
We can see your Discord DMs.
Anyways. Yeah, no, I'm in my server.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure that you're all good.
Anyways, yeah, no, you're good.
Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate everything. Have a wonderful day. And good luck at Chill. Win that beach, peeps.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
I'll try to get you to it.
All right, we'll catch you later.